Hello everyone, this is Storm 101 here. Today we'll be taking a look at the tropics in the Eastern Pacific here today. And right now we got two systems. We got Tropical Storm Willa and Tropical Storm Vincent. I think that's how you pronounce that. Now before I start this video, I would highly recommend for y'all to hit the subscribe button. And whenever you hit the subscribe button, there's a bell icon on the right side. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. Also, leave a like on this video if you want to see more content like this. Now let's go ahead and get started. Now, we're going to start off with Willa. We're going to click on him or her. It's expected to be a major hurricane on Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then it calms down as a Category 2. So this is the storm system we're going to have to watch because it's going to hit Mexico soon. And also, potentially, it could hit Texas again from another tropical system for this year. Now, if we look at the wind speed probabilities, this is tropical storm right now. It's up to 100%. There's Vincent. It's hard to pronounce on that name. But it's right behind Willa, and let's go ahead and take a look at Vincent here. Now, on this system, it's not going to be much. It's expected to stay as a tropical storm and then dies out to a tropical depression at 7. Because when Willa takes those warm waters, it's going to be more cooler when it gets there. Because Willa, it's actually going to be somewhere around there, 7 a.m. on Tuesday is a major hurricane, while over here, we got a tropical storm right there. So they're going to be close together. They're not going to be combining into a storm system. All they do is just go around it. So we may see something a little bit interesting here soon. And Willa may take some of the strength away from this storm system, and that is Vincent. Now, if we look at the model runs here, this only goes down 174 hours, and this is noon, 12Z in Zulu time. Actually, right now, we actually got some snow coming up around Wisconsin and Michigan, because we got that trough coming down here, because we're going to have a cold front come through. And then that snow actually gets into Indiana and Ohio for the first time. Actually, it's not the first time. Indiana actually had a couple flurries a few days ago. And there's some snow trying to mix in Ohio, New York State, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and maybe Virginia as well. That is going to continue east. Now, if we go ahead and get down here, you're going to be able to see the storm system come up soon. Where we see those isobars, there it is, 960 millibars. It's actually right down there. It's Mexico, and it seems like it's completely gone. Because what it used to show is actually the system going like this across the southern United States. And maybe the Remainers may be able to make it right here, because that's a system we're going to have to watch right here around the East Coast. I'm on it update another hour. And yes, it starts to go northeast, and we also got another system right here that could bring some more cold air right behind it. And that's hard to see, isn't it? The millibars, it only says 99. That would be extremely low. 997 millibars. So that's not too bad. We could take a look at the CMC model, showing this very similar situation. If we just go ahead and back it up some. Go ahead and play. We start to see that system wants to be a little bit more stronger from the Canadian model. And if you follow the remainants, which the remainants are just right now on October 26th of Friday, it's going to be hitting Silver, Texas. Then we got a new system that develops here. Then this is the next system we're going to have to watch from a couple models, because it seems like it's one to show that could bring a potential snow for the Ohio Valley, or maybe into Kentucky on Sunday of next week, that's a week out, but that's a major trough. I mean, that's a major trough. So I could say that's 216 hours out, so it's not too far out. If I'll say, when you get some scattered showers and maybe some snow showers just scattered around, anywhere from the Northeast, maybe down into the Ohio Valley, or maybe the Midwest. But that's a major trough. But that is just for the Canadian model. And the Canadian model is not that great with forecasting. So let's go to windy.com. We'll zoom out a little bit. So there's showing another system. It's hard to tell. That is Willa right there, and there's your other system somewhere down there. So if we go ahead and go to midnight on Sunday. Hello, is that thing gonna pop up? Here we go. Let's look at wind guess. It'll be, yes, it's better to see it. See, there's one system down there. Now, if we're just going to continue up here, 6 p.m. on Sunday, gets 4 stronger. 3 a.m. on Monday to 12 p.m. on Monday. It gains some strength because it kind of stalls out a little bit out of the sea, so it gives time to this thing to gain strength quite a bit. And you can tell it's just continuing. There's 8 a.m. on Tuesday, possibly maybe a major hurricane. 10 p.m. Oh yeah, it is getting there. 70 knots. But now this is just in wind gust. If we go ahead and hit play, and oh boy, that's a major hurricane right there, folks. 100 knots. 2 a.m. on Thursday makes landfall. 12 p.m. on Thursday. So it's more of a slow-moving system. Then it dies out. But seems like we got another system to watch. It's actually in the Gulf, right around here, and it could pass Florida. We're going to have to watch a storm system. Excuse me, pass by Florida. Wherever it gets past, it's more of a messy system. Now, so this is a low pressure system. It's actually a very large low pressure system, bringing a lot of some thunderstorms along with it. But look at this, guys. Look at this storm system. That's kind of more of a nor'easter. Man, look at this. This could be a major hurricane. Look at that. 111 knots. That's a hurricane pot, maybe. Or that's just a low pressure system itself. Now, I'm going to guess this is a hurricane, but this is something we really got to watch here. Ladies and gentlemen, in the tropics going along the East Coast, this could be a little bit similar to like Sandy going along the East Coast, very large storm, not that strong. But we're just going to see, that's on Sunday. Then it takes landfall up in Maine, which is pretty rare up there. Now let's actually look at the rain. If we back up onto Thursday, there's your system, I think. It's right there, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's your system. Yeah, that's the system. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the rain and thunder. So yeah, it brings in some heavy rain. We go to 4 p.m. on Friday. We got a lot of tropical rains hitting Tampa, Florida area. Then it bypasses it. There's some scattered showers of thunderstorms behind it. Now this is something pretty interesting here to watch from the models, because there's a good agreement that this system, from all the models, the CMC, the GFS, and the European model itself, using all the 3 best bottles out there, top 3. And if we go to 0 or midnight on Saturday or Sunday, not much to show from rain, but now it's starting to show some. We got a cold front coming on right here. It's more of a kind of a weak cold front that's just passed through the Ohio Valley. If this weak cold front could get here just in time, this thing could be pushed out to sea and not hit around here. That's a system to watch, and also you actually may get see some snow up in Maine. If we look back here, you actually get to see some scattered snow showers around Minnesota. And then 12 p.m. on Monday, that's something interesting there. Is something interesting to watch. I mean, we're definitely going to watch that. That could be a hurricane that could actually break some snow on the north side. Who knows? Let's see. Probably from the Storm Prediction Center will be good. See if there's anything going to be going on. Marginal risk up there. We already looked at that. Not much to look at for right now. Yeah, see, they're going to have to watch this. See, more of a substantial low moisture offshore across the Gulf of Mexico, very delicious. Do show potential for trough unification to occur across the Gulf of Mexico, possibly affecting Florida during day 7 and 8 period. Predictably, it is low, but increased wind shear may lift entering moist air mass over Florida to support scattered severe thunderstorms as cold front crosses peninsula. Yeah, this system here could bring probably a major trough, I think. It's what they're talking about here. Probably when this storm bypasses down the Gulf, there's probably a major trough out here in the east, bring some cold weather. We actually go back here and take a look at the temperatures. We go to when it's about to happen, which is, I think it's back on Thursday. Yeah, there's your system. Yes, we are seeing a little bit of a trough going on here. Trough is actually more going like this. Bringing some cold temperatures up at Columbus, Ohio at a 46, and up in New York, say 36. Now let's look at the most interesting part. There's your system right down here. If we pass that some, look how cold the temperatures are in the Northeast. And my question is, what's going to happen? Is the cold air going to win? That can bring in some snow on this system as a nor'easter? We don't know, but it does show some good temperatures. Yeah, 42 degrees, 50s. There's even 30s up there. Here, we'll put our temperature mark here. Yeah, look at that, 43 degrees Fahrenheit. 40. There's your system, and look at that. Around freezing from the European model, but this is pretty far out, so we're not going to bother too much about it for right now. While what we got going on up here, we got below average temperatures going over there. If we go back here and look at temperatures, we're now kind of switching onto the temperature forecast here a little bit. And if we look at the, I think it's this one, 2 meter. Okay, this will work. Now we wanted to back this up and take a look at the, nope, not there, GFS. Alright, so this is right now. We got below freezing temperatures around Wisconsin, Minnesota, and parts of North Dakota. So the majority of the United States is actually pretty darn cool, except for Florida. It's still pretty warm in the high 70s. Then May range into the 90s. Then we get another plunge of cold air, like in the low 30s, across the Ohio Valley up into the northeast, and maybe get a ridge out here in the central United States to try to develop. And it kind of hangs on. Then we gotta try to get a cold front to come back, and there's your cold front going on here and bringing in some below freezing temperatures across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley and the Northeast and around the Great Lakes region. Similar situation. This is Monday at 12 Z and Zulu time. Staying pretty cold next. This is 48 hours out, so this is 3 days forward. And warms up. The highest could be in the 50s, so it's not too bad. Then we may try to get another trough to come down at the northeast area. Here's Thursday. There's Friday. Friday is going to be a little bit cool up in the northeast. 26 degrees in New York State or Pennsylvania. Then we got a ridge. Actually, could be a major ridge actually out in the plains area. Maybe 80s may try to return. And if we go ahead and look at back this up. So yeah, you got a trough going on up there. You got a ridge up developing here. Then we got another punch of cold air. And look at this cold air. This is way below average temperatures for a good chunk of the Mid-Atlantic and the northeastern and the Great Lakes region on October 21st of tomorrow. So another punch of cold air. Ridge trying to return. We may get a weak cold front to bring in some more cooler temperatures up around Great Lakes and the northeast. And be pretty well below average while we got a ridge going on out in the west in the central United States, while it's still around average or cooler here in the east on October 27th. That ridge starts to move out to the east, and we got another cold front that will take over the east and central United States, and that's what I'm talking about here, a major trough on October 29th, but that's 216 hours out, so pretty far out to look at, though. So I think I'm going to end here. It's more of a tropical forecast and temperature forecast. We just have a few things to watch. We got 2 tropical systems to watch out in the eastern Pacific that could affect Texas, and we got another system that try to develop in the Gulf and follow along the East Coast, and that's going to be something really interesting to watch. But it's still quite far out, so it'll likely change. And this, like I said, you've seen on the Storm Prediction Center website that they've been talking about it. That could bring some severe weather activity, but the potential is still too low for it. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Like I said, I highly recommend just hit the subscribe button, and wherever you hit the subscribe button, there's a bell icon on the right side. Hit the bell so you never miss an upload, and hit the like button if you want to see more content like this. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.